you could just lower your walls and barriers, you can push them down. You can just ask for them to drop down, whatever works for you. Just lower it a little bit. You can bring it back up when we're done, just so that you can truly receive everything you can out of this conversation today. Just lower your walls and barriers. And some of you may be familiar with this or not. Let's assume during this conversation that we all have an energetic bubble. I would request for you to expand that bubble. So just ask it to expand. It's not significant. It's not a big deal. Just ask it to get bigger. Ask to have more space. Whew, I don't know if you can feel the difference, but things get lighter the bigger you get. Things get
and I can certainly feel a difference in the energy. Yeah. The tension's gone. It's all kind of light.
Exactly, because especially when it comes to money, a lot of us are like, ooh, whatever that is. It's just the sound that comes into my head. We're so like intense about it. And we're like, oh my God, yes, I need money, or I want money, or money is whatever. So when we can just introduce a little more space, we can relax into it a little bit more. We can have a little more ease with it. So just allow yourself to have more space, lower those walls and barriers, and let's have some fun with money.
Let's have some fun with money. And just to point out as well, Kiran, where are you speaking from?
Oh, goodness. So I used to live in the UAE. I used to live in Dubai. I was physically at Miracles. Then I was in Abu Dhabi. Now I live in Canada, in Toronto. I moved back to Toronto last year, but at the very moment, I'm in the States. So I'm a bit of a traveling I just tend to putter around a lot.
Okay, well, I'm waiting for my the chance when I can come out to Canada and be with you face to face.
Yes, absolutely. That would be so much fun.
Okay, so basically, you're gonna do a talk for everybody now. Yeah. Then I'm gonna do a little card reading linked to finances, and then it'll be back over to Kiran for the meditation, which is absolutely mind blowing.
Oh, goodness, Jane, stop it!
I can't wait to hear now what you've got for us, Kiran. I'm very excited.
All right, so I will talk about money, but as I'm talking, if you guys have a specific question or something comes up for you, please feel free to put it in the chat. Sometimes the chat gets very busy, sometimes it doesn't. So put it in and we will, either Jane or me will get to it as we can. But yeah, please add, because this ultimately is for you, to take advantage of it. So for the duration of this conversation, what if we were to assume that money is an energy? Money is just a neutral energy. It's like the air. When you breathe in air, you're not thinking about, oh, do I deserve the air? Should I breathe in like slowly? Should I breathe in quickly? Should I do a deep breath, a shallow breath? And honestly, the air does not care how you choose to breathe. You just breathe. And the air comes in and the air goes out, and that's it. And what if you looked at money and the energy of money the same way? Because truly, the energetics of money is just neutral. Money does not care how it comes, where it comes from, when it comes, what day of the week it is, or whether it's through a job, a business, someone gifting you money. Money doesn't care. Money is just like, hey, if you want me, I'll show up. And a lot of people say they want money, but as you dig a little deeper and look underneath, a lot of people don't. And some of the reasons that I have come across is it could be people feel, oh, if I have a lot of money, people are always going to want things from me. Or family's going to expect me to take care of them all the time. Or families or friends even are going to expect me to pay for everything. So it's easier if I just don't have the money, because if I don't have the money, no one is going to expect me to do things with it. No one is going to expect me to pay for stuff. No one's going to expect me to take them on fancy vacations. So a lot of times people say they want money, but they don't. And what you might want to look at is you may be asking for money, but are you truly willing to have it? And are you truly willing to receive it? And let that sink in for a few seconds. Are you truly willing to receive money? That's one part of it. The other part of it is it's the meaning and the significance that we attach to money. So you will hear people, and I used to do this too, so there's no judgment at all, that, oh, when I have money, I will be happy. When I have money, I will be free. When I have money, I can travel. Well, no, I'll take away travel because yes, I do understand that you have to have money to travel, but where we attach so much significance to money. So if you're waiting for money in order to be happy, what if you could be happy now anyway? Why do you have to wait for money in order to be happy? So when you start making money the source of everything, you're putting all these expectations and projections on money. It's like you saying, when I can breathe the air, I will be happy. But that is a lie because you can choose to be happy anyway. In this very moment, you can choose to be happy. And if you don't know how to make that happen, you can watch a funny video. You can call someone you care about. You can dance. I love dancing. Dancing always makes me happy. You can sing a song. You can go out for a walk. You can go swimming. There's so many things you can do in this moment that will bring you happiness. But when you say, oh, when I have money or when I have this amount of dirhams, dollars, euros in my account, then I will be happy, you are just limiting yourself. And is it really working for you? I mean, if it's working for you, great. I would love to know that. From what I have seen, it does not work for me. From the people I have worked with, it does not work for them. So maybe stop making money the source of all these things in your life. You know, and in fact, going back to what I said earlier, yes, you need money to travel, but is that really true? How many people have you seen? You may or may not have seen. I have seen who have family who say, oh, I'm here, I'm going to fly you down. Or, oh, you won 2 tickets to go wherever you go. Or on your credit card, you won an offer or you have the offer. If you sign up for a credit card, you can get tickets. There are other ways that it can happen, but in our minds, and that's the limitation where we say, no, when I have the money, then I can do this. But that is the lie. That is the lie that you are telling yourself. And the more you buy into the lie, the stronger that lie gets in your world and in your space. And you really got to take a step back and say, is this working for me? Or is it not working for me? And if it's not working for me, what else can I choose? Because even with money, you always have the power of choice. And what choice can you make today or tomorrow or day after that will invite more money into your life? So if money is an energy, you want to invite this energy into your life. It's like inviting a friend to a party. If you want to invite a friend to a party, are you going to talk shit to your friend? Pardon my beautiful language. Sometimes my language is very pretty. So that's my disclaimer. Are you gonna, tell your friend, oh, you're terrible and you're awful and I have to struggle so hard just to invite you to a party and I actually really hate you. You have caused so much trouble in my life, but will you please come to my party? Would you ever do that? And would your friend come to your party if you invited them that way? I mean, truly, would you want to be invited that way? Or if someone invited you and said, hey, I have this party happening on Friday night. We're just going to hang out, have some fun, have some food, have some drinks. We may play some games. Would you like to come to the party? Which invitation would you be more willing to accept?
The latter.
Exactly. Whoever said that, thank you. So even with money, think of yourself, your attitude, your life as a party. And are you the kind of party that money would like to come to? Are you truly inviting the money into your life? Or are you like demanding it? Are you loving it? Are you hating it? How do you feel and how do you treat the energy of money? And also, I say these things, but I'm also very aware that we have been taught by society, friends, family, the countries we live in, that money is so serious. It's intense, it's serious. A lot of us have grown up with the idea of, oh, you have to work really hard to have money. So we have bought into this idea that you have to work really hard to have money. Guess what? You're going to have to work really hard before the money shows up. But what if that was also a lie? What if you don't have to work hard for it? Now, this is not me saying that you just get to sit on the couch, watch TV, and say, hey, money, please show up. You still do the work. You still take the action. You still do what's required, whether you're running a business, you're going to your job, you're looking for jobs, whatever that is, you still do that. But what if it doesn't have to be hard? What if it could happen with more ease? What if it could happen with more fun? Because honestly, a lot of the times what makes money so icky and sticky is all the seriousness attached to it. It's all the struggle attached to it. So a lot of times we're like, I don't want money. If I have to struggle so hard, forget it. I'll just manage with whatever money I'm getting and I'll just live my life that way because it's just too much of a struggle. There's too much drama with it. There's too much trauma with it. There's too much struggle with it. So forget it. I don't want the money. Money can just go to hell and stay there because I don't want it. I mean, I worked with someone, I'm not sure if she's here today or not, but I worked with someone who literally had it tattooed on her saying money is evil. So can you imagine that? If you have tattooed, or even forget a tattoo, but if you have the belief system that money is evil, you think money is going to show up? If someone told you you're evil and you're terrible, are you going to want to hang out with that person? Probably not. So what if you could look at money that way, from that neutral space? And which brings me to my next point is how many of us say no to money. So I used to do this, so I can speak to this. Anytime anyone said to me, oh, let me buy you coffee. Oh, let me pay for dinner. Let me give you a ride to wherever, I would always say no. That was my automatic response. Can I buy you coffee? No. They've barely finished asking the question. And I'm there saying, no, don't want it. No, you don't have to pay for dinner. It's fine. No, you don't need to drop me. I'll take a taxi. It's okay. But these are ways that the universe, the earth, whatever you believe in, it's fine, is giving you money. Now the universe is not physically giving you the money, but that is a way that money is coming into you. Because money is about how much you are willing to receive. And when someone offers you coffee, dinner, a ride, that is also part of receiving. And are you willing to receive it? Sometimes it's a very cultural thing. So I grew up in a family where, we're all going to dinner and then 5 people are fighting over who pays for dinner. No, let me pay. No, don't be crazy. Let me pay. No, let me pay. Like literally this physical fighting of the bill to pay, which is fine. That's okay. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but there's such an unwillingness to receive. So if you are my family or my friend, I can graciously receive it if you're buying me dinner, but it doesn't mean I'm taking advantage. Because that's been ingrained in our head that, if I say yes, they're going to think I'm taking advantage or I'm just freeloading. But that's not true. If someone genuinely wants to do something for you, why are you saying no to it? Can you just graciously receive it? Can you just graciously say, thank you so much, I appreciate it? And can you do it without making the mental note that says, oh, next time I must pay for it. Yes, you can, but you don't have to decide in that very moment that the next time you go for coffee or the next time you go for a meal, you must pay for it. This is the universe giving you that. This is the universe teaching you how to receive. So every time you say no, you're saying, no, thank you. Nope, nope, I don't want to receive. No, not interested. I'm good. So what do you think money is going to do? Money is a neutral energy. Money will be like, okay, if you don't want me, okay, that's fine. And again, I'm not saying you should say yes if it doesn't work for you. If you truly just do not want coffee or you truly do not want to go somewhere, you don't have to say yes. But if that is something you're going to have, that is something you're going to do, say yes, because that will start to enable you to receive more and to being willing to receive. So today it may be a cup of coffee. A month from now, it may be a ride to the mall. 6 months from now, it could be someone gifting you money. For whatever reason, I felt like giving you something. I felt like buying you a beautiful gift. Could be perfume, could be jewelry, could be clothes, could be anything. But if you cannot receive a cup of coffee, how are you going to receive a beautiful car or a trip to somewhere or a beautiful house? It could be anything. So it may start small, so to speak, but saying yes to that changes you energetically so that you can say yes to the bigger things or the different things or the cash coming in. So a lot of this is about how much are you willing to truly receive. I hope that makes sense. It may not make sense. Like I said, this is an energetic conversation. So your mind may be like, this girl doesn't know what the heck she's saying. It's garbage. But energetically, that's essentially what we are interacting with.
It's so interesting that you've said that, though, Kiran. It does make sense completely. And I think the turning point for me in life was accepting, like you've just talked about, accepting the coffee, accepting the compliment, accepting the gift. And the more I was open to receiving, and like you said, not jumping in there, I'll pay, no, don't get in there. The minute I actually changed, I noticed a shift in what actually did come to me in addition to that. So thank you for that. It's really interesting.
I'm glad, and I'm glad you're able to articulate that so clearly, because a lot of us are very uncomfortable with receiving. Something, whether it's our upbringing, our family, friends, whatever it is, we get so uncomfortable when someone wants to do something for us or gift us something, that our immediate reaction, without even thinking about it, is no. No, it's okay. No, it's fine. Why? Graciously receive. And I mean, even in saying that, even though I am talking about it, for me, it is still a muscle I continue to have to build. It's sort of like an active building. It's like going to the gym. You can go to the gym every single day for a month or 2 months, 6 months, and your muscles build. But if you stop doing it, the muscle is still there, but it will, I don't like to use the word weaker, but just because I cannot find another word right now, it's not as strong. And so you've got to consistently build on it and consistently be sort of on top of it. That to a point where it becomes part of your lifestyle, to a point where you can just say yes with ease. And there may still be moments where you say no, and that's also okay. It's fine. This is a learning process. This is new for all of us. It's not about, oh, I have to get it right or I'm going to get it wrong. It's just play with it. Have fun with it. And if you could have fun with money, how much nicer is that? How much easier is that? It doesn't have to be a struggle.
Kiran, can I just ask? That's really interesting what you're saying. How do you deal with it if you agree, if you understand everything you're saying? And I know before I've turned everything around, I thought the same. What if you actually don't believe that you just don't think you're that person that's ever going to have money and you're always going to be in this place?
So there's two parts to that. So one is you can look at this whole thing. So even this conversation, you're like, you can take, what you can take away from it is, I'm just going to try it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to experiment with it. It's not serious. I'm just going to play with it and see what happens. But now, but if you were talking about, this could never happen to me.
Yeah.
This will never happen for me. It may work for others, but not for me. Then there's a little bit more about the deserving piece and the self-confidence and the self-esteem. But again, like air, do you ever think about, I don't deserve air, or she can have air, or he can have air, but I cannot? Do you ever think that? You just breathe because you trust that it's there. So what if that's the same with money? It's an energy. You cannot see it, just like air. You know it's there. You cannot see it. Are you willing to trust that it's there? And your job is to allow it to come into your life. And then, yes, going back to what you said, there is a deserving piece. And someone mentioned in the chat also, it's about, addressing the scarcity thinking first. So that is when, we would have to dig a little bit deeper to say, okay, scarcity thinking, where does that come from? And are you willing to change that? Sometimes just being willing to change something can go a really long way. Because there are a lot of people who are not willing to change a lot of things. And that's okay. We're not saying it's bad and terrible. You're just not willing to change it, and that's fine. But even just saying, okay, I'm willing to play with this. I'm willing to say yes more. I'm willing to invite money more. And when I say invite, you literally can talk to money and say, what would it take to have more of you in my life? Or when you're paying a bill, what would it take for this money to come back to me tenfold? And you're not asking it from a place of, in the next 10 seconds, that money must come back to you tenfold. You're just, again, playing with that energy of receiving and of just being open. Just ask. Now, there's not going to be some energy that comes down from the heavens and say, yes, this money will come to you tenfold in 2 weeks. It's just being open. And so when you ask the question, what would it take for the money to show up? You're being more open. But if you say the money will never show up, if you say the money will show up in 2 weeks, that is a conclusion. So if you say the money will show up in 2 weeks, you have now limited to the money showing up in 2 weeks. It may happen, it may not. But if you can just say, what would it take for the money to show up? There's no limitation. You still go about your life, you still live your life, but you're constantly in that space of inviting it in. And if you're willing to do that, money will show up. I think, does anyone have any questions actually before we move forward? If you do, please put it in the chat. Sometimes when people have unmuted themselves, there's feedback, and then some can hear, some can't. So if you do have any questions, please put in the chat. If you don't, that's totally okay, and we will move on. Either I've put everyone to sleep, or everyone's brains are fried, or maybe no one has questions.
No, dear, 3-4 people, we are from Access Consciousness. So
awesome.
We know what you're talking about. Yeah, we have facilitators sitting here and listening to you.
Amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, a lot of the work that I do does come from Access Consciousness, which is all about receiving and being open and choice. So thank you for bringing that up. I should have mentioned that in the beginning. It totally just slipped me. So thank you for that.
Hello, Kiran.
Hi.
Hi, dear. This is Rami. Well, first of all, thank you so much. I really enjoyed everything you just uttered here. It's really amazing and brilliant. But I do just have a slight question that I want to ask is that when you do manifest, does your manifestation has to be communicated with the purpose? Should be there with a purpose, because you've said that when you invite a friend that you just want to enjoy having them around, but still the enjoyment itself is a purpose from having them. So does the manifestation should be communicated with the purpose as well in order to activate it?
So I wouldn't specifically call it manifesting, but okay, actually, for the sake of this conversation, we'll go with manifesting. So, what if the purpose was just to have money? What if that is the purpose?
There are a
Just
lot.
because it feels nice to have it.
Okay, but still, like, this is it. Like, okay, you're gonna have it. You already had it. You already called it, and
Yeah.
it's really activated. But still, like,
Yeah.
when you're activating this this energy around you, does it have to be attached to any purpose, or just like an open activation?
No, it does not have to be attached to a purpose.
Hmm.
You can ask for money or have money just for the sake of it, just because it's fun. It does not
Okay.
have to have a purpose. At least in my point of view, it does not have to have a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
The way I have worked with it, I don't think it needs to. I think you can just ask for it because you can.
Okay.
And the reason why I compare it to, breathing and air is that's the closest I can find to like giving you the sense of it. Again, with air,
Mm-hmm.
yes, you breathe because our bodies need the oxygen
Yes.
and it helps our organs, yes. But you
Yeah.
breathe. But the reason you breathe is because you can.
Uh-huh.
And even if we don't attach it to breathing, you can ask for money just for the sake of it. Yes. You can just say, hey, I'd just like to have you in my life just because.
Okay.
Because I like looking at my bank account and seeing the zeros go up. Of course, with a 1, 2, 3, 4 attached to it.
Yeah.
I like it. It makes me happy. That's a good enough reason. Or it's fun. It's fun to know it's there. It's not even about, oh, let me show the whole world how much I have. If it's fun for you and it makes you happy, or again, just because you can ask for it.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you for sharing that. It's a great question. Because I do realize this is a bit of a different conversation. For those who have done a lot of work with access consciousness, which is a modality of work, this is very familiar. But for those who have not, it can be very new. And that's part of why I think Jane and I even wanted to do this, is because we have such different ways of, whether it's manifesting money, working with money, actualizing money, that we thought sharing it can, just offer whoever's attending a wider range of tools and techniques. And then you can take from it what works for you. Something may work for you, something may not. That's totally okay. But at least it's available to you. And there is no right and wrong way to do it. Do it, whatever you do it in a way that works for you. That's what I would recommend. And thank you, Rami.
Thank you. Also, pleasure. Thank you, Jane.
No problem, Rami.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, Jane, is it card reading time?
I think it's time for card reading time.
Okay.
So, Kiran, I have some cards here. Now, I'm hoping they answer on finance. I'm going to do the reading on finance.
Okay.
These are messages from the universe. Okay, positivity cards, messages from the universe. And so, for anybody who doesn't know how I work, I do a lot of online on the Instagram live sessions, and I do the card readings. I never pre-select cards and have a speech ready. Okay, I just wouldn't do that. So this is actually a live card reading, so you must bear with me when I'm turning the cards over. Now, whilst you might think that this is a generic reading, I have learned over the years that the universe will get everybody together, and the cards that are turned over are linked for the people on here. There's a reason why you are on here tonight, and there's a reason why other people haven't come on here tonight. So whilst it seems generic, these cards are meant for you. So what I want you to do, everybody, please just take a deep breath in through your nose and just exhale through your mouth, and just relax. And I'm just going to shuffle the cards. All right, I feel ready to stop. I am going to take 3 cards that I am drawn to, and I can see one here standing out that I really feel I am drawn to. Right, okay, bear with me. So my first card I have drawn is Authority. The second card is Dreams, and the third card is You Are Safe. So what's actually standing out to me when we're linking this with finance, and this is a message from the universe to you guys here tonight, is where finances are concerned, it's time to take charge of money. So brushing that, you know, if there are situations that need dealing with, and every day you're putting these situations off, we love to put situations off that are to do with money that worry us. It's time to just deal with it. It's fine. The universe will look after you. But don't bury your head in situations worrying. It's fine. Just believe everything is as it should be. Trust it's going to work out. But just take authority, take control of it, and don't hide away from it, if that makes sense. We follow on with the card Dreams. And I think this is interesting from everything that Kiran has been talking about. I look at the Dreams card and think, just visualize, use your imagination, you know, have vision of, maybe a reverse way around is to what Rami was asking. Visualize anything that you want and you can have it, and the money will come to you. It will flow to you. So dream big. You know, like I was saying before about people who have doubts. You do not have doubts. Dream big with everything you want that's linked to money. No restrictions. And then the final card, I think this is such a beautiful card that I've drawn for everybody, and how very random. It says You Are Safe. So I feel like there may be a couple of people on here that have been worried and perhaps feeling a little bit insecure where finances are concerned. And this card from the universe, I believe, is to kind of reassure you that you are safe. Everything is going to work out. Don't worry. Don't be analysing, worrying. You are safe. So just to recap, take control. Don't hide away from any financial situations. Just deal with it. Visualise everything is going to work out okay. Take on all the advice, the tools and tips that Kiran gave us to make that happen, and know that you are safe. Once you have left this Zoom, do not be worried or focusing on anything negative to do with money. You are safe. I hope that makes sense. I'm on the spot here. It's a live reading, and I don't, select the cards beforehand. So, does anybody have any questions linked to that particular reading there? Thank you, Neetu. Is there any more clarification that you want regarding my little finance reading? No? Anybody want to ask anything?
Like I said, we've either fried everyone's brains or put everyone asleep.
I think we have. I think everybody is excited to just go and manifest some money and have some fun. Grateful and gratitude for this session. That's lovely. So we're going to end this session with a manifest. Is it a manifesting meditation, Kiran? What are we calling it?
We can call it a meditation, because I actually don't know how else to explain it. It's more a visualization, just to give you a sense of what receiving money is like. I guess I can call it a visualization, relaxation / meditation.
Yes.
It's terrible. I don't know how to define it.
But that's fine. We don't have to define it. We don't want to be in a box, do we? It is what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for this, and it's a nice way to end the session. nice for everyone to relax. So what do you want us to do? Do we have to sit down? Are we laid down? How do you want us?
Before we move on, I will address something in the chat. So someone said, what do you do if you are struggling at the moment? Do you want to answer that, Jane, or do you want me to take a stab at it?
Well, I will do, and then you do. Just briefly following on from the reading, I think initially just know that you are okay and that you are safe, and try not to focus on the word on struggling, and keep visualizing that everything works out okay. See it clearly in your mind's eye is what I would say. It's all about belief, trusting, and having faith. That's how I would answer. Kiran, what would you say to that?
I would say ask for ease. Again, if you can ask for money, you can ask for anything, and that includes ease. So even with whatever you are struggling with, you can just ask, what would it take for me to have more ease with this? Or can I please have ease with this? I couldn't tell you what will happen as soon as you ask for it. Things may change right away. Things may change a week from now. But just keep asking for ease. So whether it's a personal struggle or you're struggling with money, ask for ease. Because again, you've got to be willing to invite that into your life, and you've got to be willing to receive it. I get that logically we would think, who wants to struggle? No one wants to struggle. But there's always something going on like underneath that. There's always stuff happening in the background. So, which we won't get into right now because that's a much bigger conversation. But ask for ease is what I would say. So no matter what you're struggling with, just keep asking for ease. Yeah, I hope that helps, Arti. All right, so when we switch over now to our little relaxation / visualization / meditation session, I would ask you can sit down or lay down and close your eyes. So I'll give everyone a couple of seconds to get a little comfortable. You do not have to watch me. I'm not doing anything at all. I'm doing nothing special. So as long as you can hear me, that would be good enough, and that'll work. So just lay down or sit down comfortably. Close your eyes. I'll probably end up closing mine too. All right, so close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in through your nose and blow it all out through your mouth. And keep taking deep breaths, a few more deep breaths. And allow yourself to let go of, for this moment, allow yourself to let go of any struggle, any difficulty, anything that goes, oh my God, how am I going to get all this money now? How do I go about this? Just for a few minutes. And see how much more you can expand your little energy bubble. I say little, but what I would really ask is for it to be ginormous. And how much more can you expand that energy? How much bigger can you be? How much more space can you be? Can you be a foot outside your body? Can you fill up the entire room you're in? Can you fill up the entire house you're in or space you're in? And notice how it feels as you expand even more. And simultaneously ask those barriers and those walls to come down. You can put them back up again if you like, but for now, let's ask for it to come down. And do what's comfortable for you. Or maybe perhaps you can be a little slightly uncomfortable today, just for a few moments. And notice how that feels in your body. Are you willing to receive the space that you can be? Are you willing to receive the vulnerability you may feel from the lowering of the walls and barriers? And are you willing to relax into all of that? Whether it's the space, the vulnerability, the discomfort that may be coming up. Are you willing to just relax into it? You're not fighting it. You're not resisting it. You're not reacting to it. You are just relaxing into it. Are you willing to receive that relaxation? A few more seconds. And as you get relaxed, I'd like you to visualize yourself either walking somewhere in nature or standing on top of a mountain. And depending on whether you like snow or rain or whatever you like, I'd like you to visualize that coming at you from all directions. So if you like snow, you're walking along and there's snow coming at you from all directions. It's not attacking you. You're not in any danger. You're perfectly safe. And if it's snow, there's snow coming at you from the top of your head, from behind you, from in front of you. And there's snow piled up on the ground. So as you're walking, that's coming up at you as well from the ground. And just receive the snow coming at you from all directions. And if you like rain and you're walking in the rain, visualize the rain coming at you from all directions. Top of your head, from the front of you, from the back of you. There's water on the ground. So as you walk, there's water coming up from the ground. You can do that with air if you're standing on a mountaintop and there's air coming at you in all directions. Again, it's not intense. It's not about to knock you off. It's this beautiful breeze from all directions. And notice how that feels. And can you receive that? And can you receive it even more? And now what if you turn that snow, that rain, that air to money? And visualize money coming at you from all directions. It's just pouring money on you, coming from the top of your head, from the front of you, from the back of you, from the ground beneath you. Money is just coming at you. And there's more money than you can pick up, handle, more money than you know what to do with. And just receive it. Just receive it. Just you can stand there, you can keep walking and just receive the money coming at you from all directions. And notice what that's like. And now switch it back to snow or rain or the air, whatever you were playing with in the beginning. And now let it be the snow or the water or the air coming at you from all directions. And notice how that feels. And just receive it. And now switch it back to money. And receive the money from all directions. You have no idea where it's coming from, and it doesn't even matter. You're receiving from the front of you, the back of you, from the top of your head, from the sides, and from the ground beneath you. And notice how that feels. Receive it more And can you allow yourself to receive it more? Can you allow it to just come to you? And if you want, you can increase the intensity and have more of it come to you. Whatever works for you. And now switch it back to snow or rain or the air. It's maybe messing with your mind, and that's okay. You don't have to get it right. There is no right, there is no wrong. We're just having fun with it. And now back to money. Now money coming at you from all directions. And notice how it feels. Notice if it feels any different for you, whether you do it with money or with snow or rain. Does the flow change? Does the speed change? Does your body do something different? How does it feel? And now back to snow or rain or air or combination. Get creative. And again, if this is messing with your mind, it's intentional. It's okay if you can't fully visualize it, but if you could just perceive it, but if you could just get a sense of it. But if you can perceive it a lot faster than you can visualize it. Energy is that quick. Energy moves faster than our mind. And now switch it back to money. Receive it. Money from all directions. Front of you, back of you, the sides, top of your head, ground beneath you. Just receive it. And more, and more, and receive even more. Notice how it feels to have all this money coming at you. And more, and more, and more. And whenever you are ready, you can bring your awareness back into your body. Usually I would tell you just open your eyes, but I can get some of you are super relaxed. Just bring your awareness back into your body, back into the room you're in. If you need to, you can wiggle your fingers and your toes. Whenever you're ready, you may open your eyes. If you don't want to, you can just lay there, sit there. This is how we're wrapping up today's Zoom. So you can just, or you can continue visualizing. That's also okay. If that's fun for you, you can do it. So we wanted to end around here so you have the flexibility and the choice to do what works for you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. Gratitude, grateful. God bless you.
You're so welcome, Lucy.
Thank you so much. Blessings.
Thank you. And while some of you are up and some of you are still waking up or getting up, thank you so much for joining us. It's been such a pleasure to chat with you guys. It was so much fun. We got to do this more, Jane.
Definitely, and I would love to. I would love for anybody who has enjoyed this to let us know any other topics that we can cover and do a manifesting session on and draw some cards on. So if there's any other topics that would be of interest for you, please do let us know in the chat.
Yeah, you can let us know in the chat. If you think of something later, get in touch with Jane or with me or Miracles. and we will look to making that happen. And of course, if this is something you'd like to work more on, either in one-on-one or in a workshop, of course, there's always Jane, who's in Dubai. There's me, who does online sessions. And yeah, we're just going to stay on.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Good evening. Good night.
Have a good evening. Yes, wherever in the world you are.